I know. But I need to look at it. I need to look at your foot. You can make some more poops. That's flight or fight. We might.
Thumbelina, what happened, baby girl?
Thumbelina just pooped on the floor for you.
Well, Thumbelina can clean it up.
She gave you some goat berries.
Uh-huh.
Thumbelina has apparently cut her foot. We have to clean it up and take a look at it. So we brought her in the house because it's nice and warm in here, and it's easier for me to work on it in here. So it looks like she has cut her foot. So we're going to have to soak it and see how bad the damage is. She can't put any weight on it. It's a little swollen. So we're going to soak her here. All I've got is some warm water with Dawn detergent, which will loosen the dirt and grime on it. And keeping her foot in the bucket may be easier said than done, but we'll give it a try. There you go. That's just a bucket full of soapy water. Yeah. We're just going to keep our foot there for a while. You're fine. You're fine. We're just going to soak it for a while. I know. It's not common. It's not normal to be in the house, and it's not normal to have your foot in warm water. If you remember, Thumbelina was born back in February, I think. And she was born with a selenium deficiency. And both of her front feet were not working properly. We treated her for a selenium deficiency. And we splinted her legs. Both front feet recovered well, except that she's spoiled and gets a little more attention and is a little more demanding. But her ability to be active has probably put her on top of a tin roof out there, one of their shelters. And we did notice that the tin had a hole in it. So she may have put her foot through that, and that's what I'm thinking we may be dealing with. So she's relaxing into that bucket now. She may be laying in it before I know it. So that's good. Not a problem if I can just keep the bucket standing. So that's what she's trying to do, is relax into it, but she's got her horns in my side. That's okay. Now she got both feet in the bucket. That's good. So go ahead. I got her. She was just pressing her head into my side. She wasn't trying to put her horns in me. But she now brought her other leg up in there, and that helps her keep her balance. So she's focusing on keeping her leg in the bucket. Excuse the goat pills on the floor. Goats don't know that when they're in the house, they're not supposed to do that. So we're going to turn the video off, and I'm going to let her soak here for about 15 minutes. And I'll come back with you after we've got it soaked and cleaned and see what we've got to deal with. Let Daddy get a video, okay?
What do you got there, Grandma?
I got the baby sitting in a bucket soaking her feet. This is Thumbelina, and she has a cut on her back foot, and we're going to fix it for her today. And she thinks that soaking in a bucket is quite comfortable. So she just decided to sit down and have a sitz bath. Thumbelina, you're so sweet. You're a sweet baby. She says, I'll be very compliant for you, Mama. If you want to soak my feet, I'll just give you both feet to soak.
Okay.
Okay, so we've soaked Thumbelina's foot. We got the muck and mud off of it. She's bleeding pretty good. So I'm holding some pressure on it right now. I've got her down because she's floundering on me. And here I have blood stop powder. I haven't really been able to see where the wound is at because it's bleeding pretty heavy. So I'm just going to put some blood stop powder on it right now. And we'll stop the bleeding and give that some time to work. Once you put that on, you just leave it there. It'll coagulate the blood from the top. Looks like she might have hit this little vein in here. Because it was bleeding pretty good when we cleaned the mud off of it. So right now we're just applying blood stop I'll get the blood stop on it, leave it sit for probably 30 minutes. And after that, what I'm going to do is I'll rinse the leg off again, hoping the blood has coagulated enough that I can work on it. After I do that, over there on the sofa, I have some silver sulfadiazepine that I'll put on it, which will stop any infection. And then I'll wrap a bandage on it, because the way she lays, she's going to constantly be getting dirt and dust and debris inside this cut. So, yeah, it was not pleasant. The only thing that really saved her probably was the blood getting all the dirt and the poop and the straw all over it, keeping it from bleeding till we found her. So there's blood all over the floor. But I think she'll be fine. I'll give her some natural antibiotics here in a little while too. So we'll check back with you in a little while.
Okay, she's been about 15 minutes and blood seems to have stopped. So she's really kind of in a fog here. I don't know if she went into a little bit of shock, but we're glad for her that she's as calm as she is. Mama's getting the stuff together now to wrap her up, for temporary anyway.
Mama doesn't have any white medical tape at the moment. We use that stuff like it's going out of style around here. So what Mama does have is some Gorilla tape. And considering the circumstances, that'll probably be really good. She's a pretty active little goat. So what I'm gonna do is just, for now, I'm not gonna disturb the blood stop, because I do think she hit a vein. And I'm just gonna cover the blood stop with a gauze. And then I will wrap the gauze. We have a piece of muslin fabric here that I'll use to bind it up a little snug. And from there, we'll put some vet wrap on it. This is really nice stuff. It's stretchy, it seals to itself. Really kind of helps to hold on supplies when you're having to gauze something up like this. Now, if I can just keep her calm while we're doing this, Daddy's going to keep filming. Very, very gently, because once I touch it, she's going to want to jerk it. Okay, you're all right. Keep filming. You're good. Keep filming. Okay. Obviously, once she started moving, it started bleeding again. One person can do this. It's not always easy. But she has started bleeding again. More blood stop. This stuff is really, really messy. I'm going to have to put quite a bit of pressure on this. And she's not going to like that. Daddy's ready to jump up and help me. But I really want you guys to see that it can be done, possibly by one person. It would be better if I had a heavier gauze. I won't use that one because I want to check this out later. Okay, I have my foot on her head, and I'm going to hold this leg here, and hopefully she doesn't get any traction. And I'm putting some pressure on this. Once they get their head up, they can regain their footing. So if you can keep their head down, you'll do all right. Now I'm putting some pretty good pressure on this. Some pretty good pressure on her head. Gorilla tape will be a very good thing today. It's waterproof, bloodproof. Okay. Now, from there, I'm going to leave this little area down here so I can tell how much bleeding she does under this wrap. And just to kind of help keep it clean, I'll put some vet wrap on it. If you turn this upside down, it'll roll against you really easily. This is going to help keep the pressure on it. Yeah, she's giving me a little whine up. I know. She'll be okay. It's pretty painful. And I really haven't even been able to investigate the cut yet because it is bleeding pretty heavily. So the goal here is to get it to stop bleeding. After it stops bleeding, I'll do more investigating on it. And I want to keep her down for a while just to keep the pressure off that vein. So she's going to be in the house with me for a while. And then I'll update you every couple of days on how she's doing. But for now, we've stopped the blood. Her face, she's a pitiful little girl. Mama's got her foot on her throat. And that wasn't cruel, that was just holding her down so I could handle her. One person can do this if they have to. You're fine, little girl. You're fine. You're fine. You just stay laying down here in the house. You're fine. Okay. So there you go. And I'll keep her laying down for a while. We'll see how she does. If she doesn't, if this doesn't stop, I'm going to have to get in there and find out if she's actually cut into a vein. And if she hasn't, I'll probably stitch it up with some super glue. We'll have to clean around the wound, shave it off. But I really believe she's got a vein. That's why it continues to bleed even past the blood stop. So, we'll see. Wish us luck. And there's our little Thumbelina relaxing in the house, in the dog bed. The dogs have been moved to the outdoors. So she has taken over 2 beds, one for her body and one for her little pillow. It's been about 30 minutes after we found her, maybe an hour. She's bandaged up, staying calm. And this is where she'll stay for a while, till we make sure that she's not bleeding out.